Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 6 o'clock. Tonight, 13 investigates a big problem inside the VA Medical Center here in Indianapolis. That problem has resulted in surgeries being delayed or moved to other hospitals.
Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains what went wrong and what's being done right now to fix it.
The Roudabush VA Medical Center usually performs hundreds of surgeries here every month. But 13 Investigates has learned some of those surgeries have been put on hold, and a special incident response team has been set up, all because of concerns over medical instruments that are used during surgeries.
The concern was discovered 6 weeks ago as nurses and surgeons prepared for surgeries inside these operating rooms. Executives at the VA hospital tell 13 News staff identified abnormalities in sterilized instruments. In other words, instruments needed for surgeries on veterans did not look as clean as they should.
These were water spots that seemed to have a little bit of a white ring around them. And then they also noticed a few brown spots, but we started seeing several of these in a single day. And so at that point in time, we stopped immediately processing instrumentation here.
Christy Artuso is chief nurse at the Roudabush VA Medical Center.
Come on in.
She says the hospital immediately set up a very large incident management team to figure out the cause of the problem and how to deal with it. The VA insists there have been no negative patient outcomes as a result of this situation, because all trays of instruments are inspected before every surgery.
Anytime any small change was noted in a tray, the entire tray was moved out. So we never used any of these instruments on patients.
But the VA still has not determined exactly what caused the sterilization problems. And in the meantime, the hospital's sterile processing unit is essentially shut down.
For the last 6 weeks, instruments have not been sterilized here.
No, they have not.
13 News has learned VA medical centers in Marion, Fort Wayne, Dayton, and Cincinnati are now sterilizing all surgical instruments used at the VA hospital in Indianapolis. Trucking those instruments back and forth every day, hundreds of miles, it takes a lot of time. And it's resulted in significant disruptions at Indiana's busiest VA hospital. Since the problem was discovered, surgeries here are down more than 40% compared to the month just before. 116 operations have been rescheduled, 77 are still waiting to be rescheduled, and 54 procedures were moved to other hospitals. Veterans and their families have been affected, and it's not clear when the situation will return back to normal.
We've looked at different factors in the building that could have contributed to this.
The VA says it's been cleaning machines, installing new equipment, and replacing valves, pipes, and filters to hopefully fix the problem. A problem that could still take several more weeks to figure out.
The chief nurse tells me that the VA is going to re-sterilize just about its entire inventory of surgical instruments, all 30,000 of them, once the sterilization unit is back up and running. For now, the VA is scheduling surgeries based on when clean surgical instruments are available. And it is offering to patients to either reschedule their surgeries to a later date if needed, or to move surgeries to other area hospitals so that veterans can have their surgeries there. In Indianapolis, I'm Bob Siegel, 13 Investigates.